So today we have a question from a student in Arkansas, and the question is, General MacArthur was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Why is the MacArthur Memorial in Norfolk, Virginia? That is a great question and one that we get quite a bit. Douglas MacArthur was born in Little Rock, Arkansas on January 26, 1880 in the Little Rock Barracks, a two-story towered structure that had only recently been converted from an arsenal into quarters for married officers. His father, Arthur MacArthur Jr., was a career Army officer. His mother, Mary Pinckney Hardy MacArthur, desperately wanted her son to be born in Norfolk, Virginia, but he arrived earlier than anticipated, and so he's born in the Little Rock Barracks, which today is the MacArthur Museum of Arkansas Military History. But why did Douglas MacArthur's mother want him to be born in Norfolk, Virginia? It was her hometown. Her father was a prominent businessman in the city, and her family owned a home called River Edge in the Berkeley section of the city. MacArthur didn't really spend much time in Norfolk as he grew up, but he was very, very close to his mother, and he often considered himself a Virginian. Now, he and his mother were both very, very ambitious. They both believed that he was a man of destiny, and they both believed that that destiny would play out in service to his country at the highest levels. So what brings MacArthur back to Norfolk? In November 1951, after he'd been relieved of his commands by President Truman, MacArthur returns to the city with his family to dedicate a park on the site of his mother's former home. While in the city, he remarks that Norfolk feels like his spiritual home. Norfolk's leaders remember this, and years later, they will offer him the use of a vacant building in the city for a proposed MacArthur Museum. Now, the building they offer him is one of Norfolk's most historic structures. It had been built in 1850, and it had served as Norfolk's city hall and then later courthouse. MacArthur agrees to the city's proposal with an added caveat that he and his wife Jean would one day be buried within the walls of his museum, thus making it the MacArthur Memorial. The memorial opened to the public in 1964 and has since attracted millions of visitors and scholars from around the world. It is not a shrine to MacArthur. As an institution, it is very similar to a presidential library. It's a center for education, research, scholarly debate, public events, commemorations, professional development, and tourism. It might seem strange that a city that is home to the world's largest naval base is also the final resting place of a five-star Army general. MacArthur's relationship with the Navy was complicated, and we will probably cover a little more of that in a future Q&A. But in many ways, Norfolk is the perfect home for the MacArthur Memorial. Like General MacArthur, Norfolk has a proud military heritage and an international outlook. And like General MacArthur, Norfolk has always evolved to meet new challenges in service to the nation.